That was weird. Hey guys. Is my mic like super? I'm like peaking again. What the hell? Oh, also this tree. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that was weird. How's my volume, guys? For some reason it defaulted to some like phantom mic. I don't know why. And then I had to switch back. But then I realized that I had the volume jacked to compensate for another sound issue earlier today. And yeah, so it was kind of a clusterfuck. Can we hear me? Is the sound good? Cool. Also, thank you for the hey Amanda. Also, hi Billy and Mark. Also, thank you for the raid, Dead Pixels 88 and Dibujo Monstrous. Both followed earlier today. The MHB Draw Club, who is hosting the challenge I'm drawing tonight, shared my post a couple hours ago. So I'm thinking maybe you guys came from there. So welcome if you're already out there, although I'm kind of guessing you're not based on the numbers. How are we doing tonight, guys? So yeah, this is another MHB Draw Club challenge. I've done every one of their challenges so far this year, hoping to keep that streak going. And this is a pretty Most of them have been pretty fun, but there's some standouts. I think this one's pretty clever. And let's do it. I'm going to change up. I was trying to change up things a little bit extra, because that's why we're here. Although I actually considered imitating the original one pretty closely just with my own character designs. But I decided to mix up the pose a tiny bit as well. Man, do you want to tell everybody where you are? There we go. Hell, as a matter of fact. I believe it. I've heard that about hell, actually. The special place that was promised to me is here, so that's nice. Hey there, Jukeaholic. Is there a name for them? Oh, no. This is not a character that I've put a tremendous amount of thought into, honestly. I'm doing this for a drawing challenge. So I am redesigning the character quite a bit, because that's kind of part of the fun of doing one of these challenges, but it's not something that I've really applied a name to. Oh, actually, you know what? I guess there is a name, because there's some text that goes with this image that I probably will keep, that refers to him as Vlad, for a classic vampire-y name. So I guess his name is Vlad. Not that that itself is super original, but you know. Oh yeah? Well, I don't know for sure if I'm going to keep the chin, to be honest. I kind of threw in I'm going to try some stuff with the face, and right now I'm just trying to block in the basic shape. So I kind of threw a face line that might work, but it also might not. I'm also low-key worried I'm going to need to move this over, because I don't know if I gave myself enough room for the pose here. Maybe I did. I guess maybe I'll just kind of barely fit in there. Yeah, I guess we can do that. I guess we can make that work. Old Nook. That's the one that you called? Okay. Well, we'll see if it still looks like Old Nook when we're finished. Is that how you found us here tonight? Because you're a vampire fan? Saw my title? Have you been with us before? You named it, your handle does seem vaguely familiar, but I'm not positive. Okay. Or you mean you're not a vampire fan specifically? Perhaps you have crapping up my stream before. I wouldn't say that. Remind us, Juki. Do we know you in real life? Or just Twitch? Sometimes I just forget. The Twitch handles, I mean. Okay, okay. Okay, I gotcha. He is. That is kind of part of the inspiration here. The initial part of this pose is based on some reference that I originally was thinking I kind of wanted to parody. I don't know how much of a parody it's going to feel like in the end, but that's kind of what it started as. And but the other element of it, because there is another character coming in, their pose will be a bit different from what is in my initial reference here. No, I know, I understood that reference, but no, not Eric was. Probably be a little bit more obvious from this other character. I don't know the name of the artist. You're clearly a comic fan, Juki. Comic stuff, what you typically draw? Well, no, yeah, I get the... No, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from with that. Did not... I like Eric Larson stuff. Did not take that in at all as a negative comment. So, no worries. Arm a bit. Thank you for the plug there, Billy. That's my Instagram handle that Billy just shared, if that wasn't obvious, which probably was fairly obvious, but... So I feel like that leg or not? What are we up to tonight, guys, as we watch? Anybody else drawing along with me or doing anything creative? Or are we just chilling? Both answers are acceptable. Hello, Blake. Parker, you are back. Sorry, I stepped on the bit. Show me hand. Digital drawing. Ooh, what are we drawing, Billy? And what are we using to draw? You're on a tablet, Wacom, mouse. Okay. I think I'm pretty much there. Oh, you know. The huge, you might say. This is from the MHP Draw Challenge that we're doing here tonight. I'm just trying to nail down the pose, which I think I almost got, but I might mess around with still. Undecided. I think I like the idea of the foot curled around. I'm wondering if I should move this leg. More or less where it is in my reference. Drawing some pictures, talking about movies. What movies are we talking about? A scene of a cliff overlooking forest and waterfall. I have this pin tablet. Okay. Like drawing on the screen or drawing on like a drawing pad elsewhere? drawing. Yeah, cool. Cool. Okay. Part of me wonders if her back should be arched more. One part I'm not sure about. Feels a little stiff to me. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna push her pelvis in a little bit more, I think. Which is gonna adjust her legs and everything to match it. So we're doing a half overhaul, and then I think we're gonna have the pose. And then we can dive in to the rest of it. See any new movies recently, Parker? Gonna see the new Planet of the Apes tomorrow night. Mess with her leg too much, I guess, as it turns out. Just pushes the knee out a little bit more. And I'm gonna pull the leg back a bit more too. How's the knuckle show? It's something. I wonder if they'll put that on the poster. Okay, I think I like this pose better, for sure. A little bit more exaggerated. Only thing is, like, did I make her torso too long now? I feel like I might have. I feel like I maybe did that. Yeah. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. So, up and over. There we go. There we go. I think we got it. That leg might be on the long side now, so we're going to shorten this leg. But then I think I can officially start doing the thing. Oh, really? Okay. I wonder if that... Is there any live action in the show, or is it all CG? Because if there's live action, then your comment there makes me wonder if that's a budgetary thing. Okay. Is the main character more of a live action character? I don't know why I said more of. I guess it is or it isn't. Yeah, I don't think I ever even saw a trailer for it or anything. Okay. I think we can start doing this properly now. I saw both of the movies yet. So now we're going to start messing around with this face here, which could go in a few different ways. The design of our vampire is where I'm departing most from our original draw channels. If you go to the MHB Draw Club on Instagram, by the way, you'll see what the original image is that I'm working off of. It was in my Twitch promo as well, but you might have missed that. If anybody's curious to see where this is coming from. Oh, like James Marsden? Thank you, Billy. Yeah, that would make sense. But also kind of weird to do it in the first place. Did you guys like the Sonic movies? I actually thought both movies were pretty decent, honestly. I still think the better Sonic movie probably would have been fully animated. But like if they were gonna do the whole hybrid thing, I thought it was kind of fun. Kind of made me think of like a 90s movie. find a balance between handsome and monstrous. Oh, it's not James Marsden. Is it supposed to be Marsden and they just recast him, or is it somebody else from the movie that I'm not remembering? I like Jim Carrey in it, but I also think I might be a little biased toward Jim Carrey in it because I feel like it feels like a throwback to his 90s era stuff, which was a pretty big part of my growing up. Wade Whip. That name sounds kind of familiar. Who was the? Do you remember who the actor was? Was he anybody of note? What service is the Sonic series on again? Okay. It's kind of like when they used to do those straight to video sequels all the time, and it was like whichever actor they could afford to bring back, but not necessarily anyone cared to see him come back. I tried to do a vampire design sort of similar to this a few years ago when I was doing a bunch of classic redesigns. It was supposed to be a redesign of Dracula in particular, and I didn't love the way that one turned out. But I'm kind of okay with the way this one's going. Paramount Plus, okay. I kind of felt that way even when they announced it, because they announced it before Sonic 2, I think, even came out. I think it was maybe just based on the reaction to Idris Elba's casting, which is positive, obviously, because everybody loves Idris. Luscious locks. Listen to a L'Oreal commercial. Oh, really? I don't think I heard that. The Idris casting was fan casting? I don't remember. Like, at first I ever heard it mentioned was when they announced it, so I didn't realize that. Oh, the Keanu one. I don't know Shadow well enough. Which one is Shadow again? He's the kind of black and red, kind of like Negasonic. Is that the idea? I feel like that was after the height of my Sonic phase. Well, actually, I think I'd maybe read some comics with him, but I don't remember too well. I think I remember Mechasonic more, and I think that's who I thought because they reveal him at the end of the last one, right? And I think that's what I thought they were heading towards at first. Or am I wrong? And they did show Mechasonic at the end. Okay. So if I want to tweak her face position, I think I do. We're looking at the camera a little bit more. Kind of a smug look. Yep. That was the right move. And is Shadow like a clone? Is that the backstory? Alright, what's up, guys? Wear some big earrings. The original one doesn't have them, but this one's going to. I keep the hairstyle pretty close to the original one. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but the hair slicked back kind of look is a little vampiric itself. I mean, I'll tweak it a bit to be a bit more in keeping with my style, of course, but I'm not going to mess with it too much. Shadow is a genetically engineered specimen that was supposed to be the ultimate life form. Okay. Okay, I'm actually going to move that now. I'm going to move his hand a little bit lower because it's so big. That's what she said. Add the claws a little bit more freely. shit on the back of it is actually like I'm feeling it through. Pencil's a fucking princess. Anybody seen The Last Voyage of the Demeter? By chance? Last Summer is about the boat that takes Dracula from Transylvania to London. And it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. Have you heard of the Heart of the Sea? I don't believe I have. Tell us about Heart of the Sea, Billy. All right, I think we're ready to start inking, guys. I think we got it. Your eyes are slightly lopsided. I might need to make a digital adjustment when I scan. But I'm actually not sure. I can't quite tell. Black lipstick. Billy, I'm waiting in such suspense to find out about the Heart of the Sea. Favorite vampire movies, anybody? Oh shit. Guys, if you can hear me, something's wrong with my chat. One sec. Okay, wait, one sec. There we go, okay. I was trying to figure out why no one was responding. But it's back now. It wasn't connecting properly. Okay, Heart of the Sea is a retelling of the events that inspired Moby Dick. Stars Chris Hemsworth, Cillian Murphy, and Tom Holland. Actually, I remember when that came out, now that you say that, but I don't think I ever did see it. Was it good? King Time, yes. In 1820, a ship named the Essex gets sunk by a whale, and its story of survival while the captain searches for a way home. The first mate seeks revenge. Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot that existed, but I think I do remember when that came out. And then, like, Hemsworth was like, was he like Ahab? And Tom Holland was more like Ishmael or whatever the name was. You have no favorite vampire movie, Parker? Blade is a very good one. Blade is one that comes to my mind pretty quick. Another one that I really liked when I was in high school, anyway, was John Carpenter's Vampires. I'll probably still put Blade before that, but it is a fun one. James Woods. Any favorite vampires from anywhere else? Anywhere not TV? Looks like my chat is still acting up, because I can see some new stuff over here. But not over here. One sec. I'm just gonna exit out of Twitch altogether and then see if I can bring it back. There we go. Welcome, Aaron. Of course, when I show things go wrong. Yep, sure do. Music's loud. Is it still? Now that I've turned it down a little bit. One sec. Is that better? Favorite vampire is a dumb meme, but it's gotta be Dracula Flo. The old guy makes me smile. I don't think I've heard of Dracula Flo. Okay, I like Dracula from the Van Helsing movie. Yeah, that one was fun. And he was kind of similar-ish to this version that I'm drawing here. Or Dracula Dead and Loving It. Any fans of that one? Blood Red Sky, Overdue in the Shadows, Bram Stoker Dracula, Blood, The Last Imp, Vampire, 3 Days of Night, Daybreakers, Van Helsing, Abraham Lincoln, Cirque du Freak. Those are all really good. I like all of those. Although one, Blood, The Last Vampire, that's the anime, right? I guess the only one I haven't seen on there. Is it a Japanese live action remake or an American live action remake? Okay. Hockey night. Are you just hearing people? Like, are you near the stadium? I forget. I feel like I've asked before because you just moved recently. I think I asked. Or just on the. I guess the game is just on TV. Is it local? See how little I know about hockey. I half watched a hockey game in March during a friend's birthday gathering. That's the kind of hockey fan I am. More the kind of friend I am, I guess you could say. Ooh. Nah, that sounds right. That tracks. People don't always love hearing you're not into hockey around here. Oops. Oops. How's the painting going, Billy? Remember why I didn't use the tablet much, and I think my computer hates Photoshop, but I am almost done with the basic fill. Cool. Cool. Ink. Yeah, I hear that. I also haven't been too impressed with Adobe lately with all their Gen AI stuff and the way they've been promoting it. I came across a TikTok ad where they were pushing the Gen AI and they had disabled the comments, presumably because a lot of rightfully enraged artists were giving them shit for it. And it's just like, how are they not getting this? Like, that they're alienating their entire clientele with all that. Yeah. The worst one was that one I saw on Twitter that was, it showed like a picture of a blank canvas and it's like without Gen AI, and then it shows like some kind of painting and it's like with Gen AI, and it was just like, how about you go fuck yourself, Photoshop? Or Adobe, rather. Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing. You can't really get away from it. That's the problem. Like it's like we need it. It's like industry standard still. Here's the idea. Of, don't use. Yeah, I also worry about that, Aaron. And also too, like even if like fingers crossed, it doesn't actually like completely destroy the industry or whatever. Um, it'll be that much harder to convince people of what we actually do as well, because they know that like, you know, whether good animation through AI ever exists or not will almost be irrelevant because um, a version of it at least will exist, and people will just assume that's what we're doing. I hate it so fucking much. You have no idea. I'm in a Facebook group, Artists Against Generative AI, and there are maddening posts on there daily when people are like posting some of the shit that people are posting. There's also like straight on hate coming from some of these people towards artists in general. Like it's just like they feel like vindicated somehow that now like they can because I think they can do it now even though they can't. They're just pushing buttons. Well, and in the fact that like like there are some people okay like the people it's the attitude. Like there's probably some applications that like I'll use content aware fill sometimes if I'm doing something, especially for like the ads I make for Twitch and stuff. And like that probably is a form of AI, but it's like there's so many people out there that are literally just pulling an image out of it by typing something in and then touting themselves as some kind of artist and legitimately not seeing the difference. And some are calling uh, some that are doing that are like trying to rub it in so it's not just like the company is marketing it but the people that are using it trying to act like we're completely out of touch to be doing it. Like there's actually some people trying to campaign this whole like break the pencil thing. Like there's something wrong with you if you actually take the effort of drawing something or creating something yourself. Like, and that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, definitely. And it's also not sustainable either because it's only got what's come before it for reference. And so, like, if they actually manage to make real artists extinct, it's got nothing to pull from anymore. So it's just going to start cannibalizing itself. I saw somebody post a while ago on a Facebook group for illustrators, children's book stuff. He posted the children's book he just self-published, and it was all AI art. And so naturally, people were giving him shit for it in the comments. And his like rebuttal was saying like, "What do you expect me to do when people are expecting like, these ridiculous prices? Like just like." And we've always gotten that. Like artists have never gotten enough respect. Um, and it's just like the number he threw out was $800, and he was commenting was like, "What do you expect to do when you really believe in your story, but you don't have $800 to spend?" But really, if you really believe in your story, $800 is actually not that much. You might not have it on you immediately, but you can definitely save that. And the notion of being like, "What do you expect me to do if I can't afford it?" And it's like, well, if you stole a car, um, and then you got caught, would you say, "Well, it's not my fault, officer, because I couldn't afford it"? And like, would you actually expect the cop to be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize," and like let you go? Like, that's not how this shit works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. And just when they say it's like completely unreasonable prices, it's like you're being unreasonable if you are expecting an artist to spend, um, weeks or months or whatever making this shit for you, and only expect to pay them like some minuscule amount. Yeah. Amanda's still watching, but she's not able to. I think she's still watching anyway, but she's not able to get in the chat right now apparently. And she sent me a pretty good AI comic strip. A friend who's a piano teacher, and they make their own sheet music and spend hundreds on paper. Yeah, I believe it. I remember hearing some statistic about how much the school spends on paper one time too, and it was like mind blowing. Hey Avery, how you doing? Favorite vampire, Avery? Oh, of course, of course. Don't know what I was thinking there. Probably gonna do the brush on his hair and make it a spot black with some highlights, but I'll block in some of the stuff ahead of time here. Give him some stubble, especially around the chin. Um, probably Blade would probably be my go-to that we mentioned earlier. Gotta drop Blade on the stream sometime too. I started to stammer because Billy rhymed off a whole bunch of them earlier, and I was like, oh shit, those are all good ones. What We Do in the Shadows is great. Favorite one on that would be, what's his face? Is it Adam Berry? What's his name? Guy with the voice? Well, I was once in a porno called The Very Randy Vampire. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's true. After Twilight came out, there was like a major influx of them. With a distinct emphasis on sexy vampires, of course. Even the hairy manly chest, because he's a bat, and bats are pretty hairy. Oh yeah, remember that Lady Dimitrescu? I drew her on the stream once. I wasn't super happy with how that one turned out though. I give her a crack at her one of these days. I did, yeah. It looks really cool. Do you know, Avery, is that based on one of the other books, or are they kind of just doing their own thing with it? I'm guessing it's based on one of the other books. Because I know not all the books are, like, feature Paul and that. So, like, there's room to... But I don't actually know for sure. Yeah, I think he is involved in some way though. I think he's at least producing it. I think. And if it doesn't involve like the Atreides family and stuff, like if it's kind of just something else in the universe, like a little slightly different flavor might not be necessarily a terrible thing, I guess. Not that I wouldn't love it if Denny was doing it, of course, but I didn't know it was a prequel actually, but that sounds cool. Is there any like? Do we know if there's any kind of overlap with it? Like, are we gonna see like young Christopher Walken or young Oscar Isaacs or something? So 10,000 years before the events of Dune. So yeah, probably not. Although maybe members of the family, I suppose. How did you guys feel about Christopher Walken in the movie, by the way? I like Christopher Walken a lot. I think he's a really good actor. And I thought he was good in the role, but I feel like in the last like 10 to 20 years, he's mostly done more comedic roles and is just really kind of leaning into his kind of quirky persona. And so when I see him now, my mind goes to that. I feel like maybe a little bit faster than is really fair for him, which is, and it's not his fault. And I'm curious if anyone else kind of had that experience. Christopher Walken plays Florence Pugh's dad in it. Can't remember his character name. The more cowbell guy. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Was he in Cats? Oh no, wait, Kevin Spacey. Wait, is that where Kevin Spacey becomes a cat or something? I forgot about that. Right, yeah, I totally forgot about that. It's kind of like the Shaggy Dog, but with cats. Or, well, with a cat. That is kind of thing though. Like I think it started with Saturday Night Live because he hosted Saturday Night Live and then started hosting it fairly often. I think starting in the late '90s or whatever. And like he's funny himself. Like he's got a good sense of humor. He's got good comedic timing and stuff. But he's just such a quirky and somewhat kind of weird personality that I feel like it adds to it even more. And if you leaned into it, and he's leaned into it to play like bad guys and stuff effectively. Like he's played lots of kind of criminal types and stuff. Gangsters, and he was in Batman Returns, bad guy and stuff too. But like, he's been leaning into it for comedy so much lately that it's hard not to kind of just get ready for the joke, you know? But it's not really his fault though either, because I think he is still a good actor. He still got it. Definitely getting Man-Bat vibes from this guy. Man-Bat is on my to-do list for all of my Batman redesigns. But this will scratch my half-man, half-bat itch for a little while. Bump that one a little bit lower on the list probably. That one I'll definitely be going more for legitimate scary. And not like sexy though. Is that because of Drax? Because I haven't gotten there with Batista yet. But I can sort of see that. Yeah. I'm actually surprised at the number of really serious roles he's taken on. Like, I actually think he's actually a pretty solid actor. But I don't think anybody saw that coming. Because when he did Drax the first time, I don't think he acted a whole hell of a lot in anything yet. And he was good at Drax, but like, I don't know, because part of the whole Drax shtick is being like really kind of monotone and stuff, right? So like, I don't think you necessarily, and I don't mean to take anything away from him for doing it or anything like that, but I just like, I don't know that you necessarily need to be an amazing actor to do that particular role well. But he kind of went for even his like small part at the beginning of Blade Runner 2049. It was kind of like, it was pretty somber and serious and stuff. Yeah, I was thinking that one too. He was really good in that. I also really liked Glass Onion. I've been hearing a few people lately telling me they weren't that into it. They thought it was boring and stuff. I fucking loved Glass Onion. Gun to my head, I would maybe say Knives Out was better, but I still liked it a lot. Yeah, and apparently, like I was hearing, like it was a packed house when I saw it, and I was hearing lots of stories about people going to see it or trying to go see it, and they couldn't because the theater was sold out. Like I think that would have done really well if it had gone to theaters or like stayed in theaters longer, rather. I wondered how much Ryan Johnson was maybe kicking himself for signing that deal with Netflix for the sequels because the first one came out right before COVID, right? So like, and then there was whole this thing like, movie theaters were in like major jeopardy, and they seemed like didn't know how long it was going to be before we could get back to theaters and stuff. And so I think that's what fueled that deal. But by the time it actually came out, theaters were, I mean, they're still struggling, but it wasn't like they were before during that time. So there you go. Clearly, it would have done well. Yeah. The You mean the most recent one? That was just last summer, wasn't it? Or was it the summer before that? Yeah, it was the summer before that. Or no, it was last summer. Or do you mean the not the last one, but the one before it? I'm trying to remember when that one dropped. Yeah, it didn't do nearly as well as everybody was expecting, and I liked it a lot. I mean, I liked the whole franchise, but I thought that one was really good in particular. Right? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what it was. no one in a million years would have ever expected that to do what it did. Neither of those movies, really. Like, I don't think it should have been a huge surprise that Barbie was successful, because it's been accumulating, that whole, like, franchise has been accumulating fans for a really long time and never had a movie. So, like, that makes sense. But honestly, like, Oppenheimer, even with Christopher Nolan behind it, like, it's a biopic. Like, those kind of movies barely even go to theaters anymore. I think the weird thing is I feel like that movie brought in a lot of Nolan heads that love all of his other movies. But it's really very different from his other stuff. Like, every movie he's done up to that point has been like a thriller of some kind. You could argue, I mean, like Batman, you could say more actiony, I guess, or whatever. But like, even still, a bit of crime thriller vibes to them. But yeah, all mystery, dark stuff, action oriented, sci-fi element sometimes. And this one was like a lot of dialogue, and like it was a good movie, but I don't think it was what people normally expect from him. But he's the type of filmmaker that his fans are just like, they come out in droves for him. I thought it was so weird too that people made such a big deal about that. Like I think it's funny and it was kind of a neat thing, the whole Barbenheimer thing. But it was just sort of like everyone was losing their mind over the fact they came out in the same day, and it's like, well, like that shit happens all the time. Like, why is this such a big deal? And they're not even the same general demographic, which is why it happened. Yeah, but like they always do that. That's the whole thing. It's counter programming. Like the reason they both came out the same weekend is because you wouldn't expect either one to be in competition with the other. They're for completely different audiences. Like it's not the first time two movies have come out on the same weekend together. Like it'd be weirder if they were the same tonally kind of movies. Yeah, exactly. But that's, and like I think I understand more why that translated into box office success than understand why it became a meme in the first place. I thought Oppenheimer was good. I thought it was also a little overrated, honestly. I ranked it. I put it on my top 10 list for last year, so I don't knock it. But I also, I feel like I gravitate. I enjoy all kinds of movies. If a movie's super predictable and cliched, but it's entertaining, like I'm there for it and everything. So I don't mean this in like a snobby, super particular way, but I feel like for like movies to really stand out to me, I gravitate more and more to stuff I like haven't seen before, and I didn't necessarily think that that was giving me a lot of that. And like by comparison, I would say Barbie was like 1,000 times more creative, honestly. And I don't think the two movies should actually be compared, so I don't mean it in that way, but I guess I kind of did by accident. I'm so excited for Deadpool. Also have a fun drawing I want to do for that, but we're gonna save that for when the movie is coming out. Yeah, but I think they did it in a funny way, though. I didn't feel like it was too heavy-handed with the message stuff. Like I think that was kind of partly the point. But that was my take on it anyway. Ink, 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 ink. What do you mean? Like not using it enough? Skimping around? Ink, 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 ink. Now I got that in my head. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. And plastic. It's fantastic. It's offering what? A fart sound. I didn't know that was a thing I could turn on. I'll 100% turn that on. Just looking through a list of anticipated releases for the year, and Paul Mescal is going to be the lead in Gladiator. Yeah, it's so weird that they're doing a sequel to Gladiator. I don't know what to expect with that. And also feels weird that they're just calling it Gladiator 2 as well. No. And just not the type of movie you would normally do sequels to either. Yeah, very much. I think they were talking about one back then. I don't remember what if I ever knew what the premise was supposed to be, but Yeah, and that comes out. When does that come out? Because they haven't even dropped a trailer for that yet. But isn't that supposed to be out in like August or something? Or am I wrong and they have dropped a trailer? I don't think they have. Speaking of which, did you hear that they're going to do a Gollum movie? And Andy Serkis is coming back, and he's also going to direct it with Peter Jackson producing. Which, if they're going to do it, I'm glad Jackson's producing. I'm glad Andy Serkis is back. But I'm also kind of like, do we need a Gollum movie? Like, really? Or December, okay. Well, I guess it's a little bit more reasonable that we haven't seen a trailer yet. Oh yeah, that's true actually. But the game, what was the setting for the game? Was it it was set like during the events of one of the movies or something, wasn't it? Because I mean, maybe the success of that game is what triggered it, or assuming the game was successful, maybe it wasn't. I don't actually know. Okay. You have in quotes. That can't be good. Okay. You had to pay to say my precious. Wow. Did Andy Serkis do the voice? Did they bring him into it? Was that also recent? That's also Andy Serkis, technically. depends which version it was based on, I guess. Around the same time as the Gollum game. I don't think I definitely heard about the Gollum game at the time, and with you guys talking about how bad it is, I think in hindsight, I think I do remember hearing about that at the time as well. But the King Kong one's not ringing a bell at all. What made the Kong one so bad? King Kong was just unfortunate. Oh, okay. And was it trying to tie in with like Kong Skull Island or? Okay. Yeah, no, and same thing with Kong. I could see potential in a Kong game for sure as well. Did you play as Kong, or did you have to like survive? Were you a person surviving like Skull Island or something? You were given the option to grow. Where would it grow? That's the key question. Does it have to be on the hand? Also asking for a friend. Let's get the better tip on it. Oop. Wow, that's a tough one then. Which kind of finger? Are we talking thumb, pinky, pointer, ring, middle? I wouldn't hate having an extra middle finger because I feel like traffic would be a lot easier at that point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could really take it down. You could really rule the road. Move over, Mad Max, am I right? Yes. Excited for that one too. That's the next one I'm excited for. Comes out next weekend, I think it is. I think. Did you end up watching Fury Road, Avery? Cool. Mad Max Fury Road was originally written entirely through storyboards and concept art, which is not usually how those things go. All right, have a good night, Parker. Thanks for coming by. All right, guys, we're done. It's time to sign this thing. I'm gonna color this pretty soon. I might color this tomorrow morning. I even considered coloring it on the stream, to be honest, because for the challenge I wanted to post the color one right away. But I don't have the energy to color it right now, so it's gonna have to wait for the morning. Thank you, Aaron. Oh, I just noticed I missed something. Oh my god, I just noticed 2 things I missed. Thank you, Blake. Go fuck yourself, Mark. Cat. Okay, now let's sign it for real. There we go. All right, so look out for the color version tomorrow. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. Have a good night. We'll give somebody a quick raid, but we'll bounce out of here pretty far, or pretty fast. Aaron getting sensors up. Go fuck yourself, but in a caring way. Yes, exactly. Take care with the fucking of yourself. Okay, let's see. Who is live? Who is live? Maybe this person. I don't know if we've rated this person before. Pokerimio? I don't know. Let's give him a rate. Good night, everybody. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rain.